Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Saturday, so we're going to color in chat because that's one of my favorite days. Hi Sassy, hi Sonia, hi Sonette, hi Brandy, hi Dawn, hi Stacy, and I think I got everybody. And everybody that is in the Lurkers Corner, hello and welcome. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. I have a little bit of a cold, so don't mind the sniffling or the gravelly voice. I have my coffee and I have my sniffer, so if I start sneezing, I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize now. So we have a couple of choices today. Choices. Either we color something out of Joanna's Christmas for the color contest on my Facebook group. So we will do it in with the Marco pastel square pencils, or my order from Cult Pens finally arrived. And one of the things in my Cult Pens is the full set of Derwent Inktense. So we can swatch those and color the color swatch that I put on my swatches, or we can color in Joanna's. It's very possible. Well, it's Christmas in July. So it's up to you guys. If you want me to swatch the Derwent Inktense, I can do that, or we can color for the Christmas in July. Yeah, it only took a month and a half, and boy, was that box beaten up. Yes, I created it. It's for the channel here and anybody that is a member with the unicorns, the mermaids, or the fairies have access to these swatch charts. So okay, so Inktense. Okay. Yeah, no, it's not Christmas. It's Christmas in July, and it's just a thing that a lot of people do. So I think I see a lot of Inktense, so we will swatch the Inktense. So we'll have a swatch party with my gravelly, crackly voice. Isn't that fun? Okay, so I'm just going to grab a couple of things here so that I can sharpen these. I need, oh dear, it's way over there. Let's see if I have a different one. I need a bucket to put the sharpenings in. Ah, that'll work. That'll work. So as you know, Bobby sent me the smaller set of the Derwent Inktense and got me addicted to them. So we'll use the lid from that to catch all of the shavings from the big set. Although, the big set has its own lid. Yes, exactly. I can just sharpen them into the big lid, but then it's in my way, so let's do this. Oh, the King Art gel sticks are awesome. I love my King Art gel sticks. I finally got the finishing parts of it last month for the pastels. And of course, as soon as I bought them, they went on sale elsewhere. So yeah, was not happy. So I've got some water here, and I've got my brush, and I've got my pan, and I had some paper towel. What did I do? Oh, it's right in front of my face. Yeah, it's a full 72 set. So I will have all the colors because, yeah, full set syndrome is a thing. And I need all the colors. Okay, so I've got some water here. I've got some paper towel to wipe my brush with. Yeah, I think I'm ready to go. So I'll switch on over. And if we get through the entire swatch today, we'll paint up some of these bits down here. Now, normally, the reason why I put these down here, let's go through the swatch sheet just for a little bit here. This is a 72 swatch. I do have up to a 520 swatch on my swatches thing. What is it called? In the file. But the 520 swatch doesn't have the little doodads because there's just not enough room for it. Most of them have these little bits, and I keep on revising it and uploading new ones. So if there's a lot of them, don't get panicky. It's just me changing things. I keep on thinking of new things that I want in a swatch, like I just thought of something really new. Is because one of the things that I like to test during a swatch is whether or not the pencils that I'm using are scratchy. So I'm going to insert a little banner down under each of the swatches of scratchy and with a yes or a no all the way across, so that each color I can say, okay, this one was scratchy, this one wasn't, and so forth. So that's another thing that I'm going to be adding and revising. But as you all know, when I do my reviews and do my swatches, I always color a small picture with them. So I put these pictures down here so that I can do a full swatch and take a look at how they color. So I've done a couple. I'm slowly going through my swatch book, and it's a big swatch book. But I'm slowly going through and revising some of my swatches. Let's see if I can find one that I've done. So as you can see, this one here I have already revised and colored the swatch to make sure that the colors blend well, that they have a high pigmentation, and that they come out pretty. So this one here is for the Cadrim colored pencils that I was playing with on Thursday or Friday, one or the Thursday. The ones I was coloring with on Friday, yeah, I don't even know what to do with those. They're horrible. Nice. Yeah, the Inktense are one of those things that is a learning curve, and I'm learning. There's so many different ways to use them. So let's see. Now these swatch charts, the only thing that I didn't anticipate was really long names. So I'm just putting the numbers under the swatches. So I'm going to switch you over to the close-up here. Of course, it would help if I put my pen on. So I'm just putting in the numbers. And this one here is sherbet lemon, or lemon sherbet. I'm just putting down a little bit of it. And Nightbot's having lots of fun. And then we'll move it around. see how far we can get it to go. Didn't go very far, did it? But that's okay. And then you can also this is not recommended because it will wet the end of your pencil. Make sure that if you do color over top of a wet area, that you just wipe off your pencil so that you don't end up ruining your pencil. But there's so many bright, bright colors. Alright, so this one here should be number 200. And I think they go all the way up to 72. But I'm not positive on that. Yeah, see, it's very strange. This one, the sherbet lemon is 100, and then this one is 200, and then they go up from there in the 200s, and it's very strange numbering system. Yeah, they're definitely all over the place, so we'll see if they're in color and definitely not in number order, but we'll see if they're in color order. The great thing about them is you don't really have to sharpen them unless you get a broken tip, because you're not actually, working the whole thing. Add a bit of water. So how is everybody today, and what are you all up to? I'm really sorry that you're not feeling well, Dawn. I know how you feel, though. I don't know where this cold came from, but whoever gave it to me can take it back. I don't like it. And this one here is cadmium yellow. Very pretty colors. I love how the Inktense brighten up when you add water. It looks so pale, and then you add water and it brightens right up. And as you can see, they don't drag very well, so they don't bleed out, so that's really good too. Not up to a whole lot of anything, Sassy? And this one is Sicilian yellow, which is number 220. Now you can actually see how slowly I actually swatch, because I always speed it up to hyper speed for y'all. But I do swatch quite slowly. And I'm leaving a bit on the end there to see how far I can drag the color. And I'm just putting a light layer down. I'm not putting a heavy layer down. I guess I could probably put a heavier layer down, but I'm so timid with them. I don't want to ruin them. Yeah, I don't pick colors. I'm horrible that way. That's one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of color alongs, because I have a tendency to just wing it. And this one is golden yellow. I'm going to do this one a little bit heavier. I'm going to try not to be so timid with them. See if we can get a little bit more movement out of them. That's better. So the lack of movement is just the fact that I am too timid. Being too light-handed. Yes, I do. I do have the full set of polychromos. And this one is 240, which is sienna gold. I have full sets in room sassy. Sassy, I got the smaller set, the 60 set, and I got those on sale really cheap, thinking, okay, that's all I need. And I started playing with those and went, I need the full set. So my husband bought it for me for Christmas one year. And he got a really good deal on them. I think I need a little bit more water. Now you can also activate these with a marker, with a alcohol marker, blending marker, and that works really well as well, where you don't have to worry about controlling the water, which is really good for me because I have a problem with that. I do use them, not as much as I should, but I do use them. I actually just use them on the geisha girl. I use them for her hair, along with the Caran d'Ache black, the luminance black. But I definitely don't use them as much as I should. I need to do a picture with them sometime soon. They're feeling a little unloved. If you watch Colorfully Optimistic, she has a lot of really great tips for Inktense and how to use them with an alcohol marker. That's where I learned it. Sorry, I did that one and didn't even write down the number. So this one is cadmium orange, which is 250. And this one is burnt orange, which is 260. That one felt a little loose. It's just the way I'm holding it. The great thing the great thing about Inktense, I'm going to move this over here so I stop putting my arm over you guys' view. The great thing about Inktense is that you can activate them and then you can wait until it's dry and then just go over them. So I'm going to activate a couple of them here with a alcohol blender so that you can see how it looks. I did find it washed out a little bit, so all it is just the alcohol blender. I just have an Art and Fly one here that is the spare. So this one is number 300, which is tangerine. If you guys do want to do a color along, let me know, and I'll set it up. We do have a color-a-thon next Friday, which is done by Shell Arty and Al. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Can't remember. My brain will not say the name. Ashley Colors. There we go. So it will stain. This is just a stain. Make sure that you wipe it off on a piece of paper to make sure. And then you just drag it out. And it will activate when it dries. And it dries a lot faster when you activate it this way. When it dries, you can might actually activate the rest of them that way, just so I can see the colors and it goes a little bit quicker. When it dries, of course, and because it does dry quicker because of the alcohol, you can start coloring on it pretty quick. So that's dry already, where this one here isn't quite dry yet. This one here is mid vermilion. It does give it a different look though. It does seem to lift up the color a little bit more. Yeah, it works really good. Let's see if I have it handy. I colored this. Let's switch you over to the main camera. I colored this using that technique with my other Inktense. And it smooths it right out. It works so well. And I did that with the smaller set of Inktense. And this was, that was 310. This one's 320. And you don't have to control the water. I have a huge problem controlling how much water I'm using. So when you're using these in coloring books or things like that that don't take well to water, use an alcohol marker. And that one is a scarlet pink. Looks more of a, yeah, I guess it's a pinky red. This one is number 400, which is poppy red. Just dragging it out to the edge. And then this one is hot red, which is 410. Yeah, I have them, and they, for some reason, have a tendency to leak all over the place for me. I don't know if I got a bad set or what, but they do have a marker one, which I'm going to grab here and see if it works the same way that the alcohol marker does. Because they do have one that is a water brush that has the marker nib. So let's give that a try too. Just going to wipe that off before I stick the cap on it. So that was hot red. And then we'll grab our Caran d'Ache thingamadoo. Where is it? I thought I had it out, but maybe I don't. I have one, the thin one with the blue lid out, but let's see if I can find the other one. In my drawer of stuff. There it is. So they do have this one from Caran d'Ache, and it actually has a little marker nib. So we'll try that. I just got to put some water in it. The one thing that I really like about the Caran d'Ache is it has a plunger, so you can just suck water right up into it. And I just so happen to have some water here. And then you just turn it over, and just like a needle, and dry it off here. I'm just going to activate it here. Make sure I got some water coming out of it. There we go. So we're going to try this one. And we're going to try it on Chili Red, which is number 500. Now this is water, so it's going to, for coloring book pages and whatnot, even though it's just a small amount of water, it may buckle your pages if you're not careful with it. So, but it does work really, really well. Look at that. Yeah, that worked. I'd say that worked. And this one here is Cherry. And you don't need a lot of the pigment to move or laid down to get that color to show up. And that one's Cherry Red. And this one here is Carmine Pink, which is 520. Okay. It seems to blend out a little bit more with the alcohol blender. I'm really worried about rubbing it too hard because I don't want the water to pill the paper. This one's 530. And the Caran d'Ache blender brush here, water brush, water pen, is a little bit harder than the brush nib on the alcohol marker. So I'm tending to push too hard on it. But it is moving things. Now I'm just going to try one thing here. No, that's just a lack of pigment, I think. I didn't put down enough pigment to move it all the way to the end. I was just checking to see if it would move more with the alcohol than the water, but I think it was just me not putting down enough. And this one here is Shiraz, number 600. Pretty color. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like the water brush better or the alcohol marker better? I know which one I like better, but I want to know what you guys think. So I'm actually just going to definitely see a huge difference between the two because we have water up to here, and then from here to here we have alcohol, and then from here to here we have water. Or, yeah, from here to here. You can feel a difference too. The water areas are really rough where the alcohol marker isn't, so. Alright, now we have 610. So you like the paintbrush better? So this is the paintbrush here. Hey, Robin! Yeah, the alcohol seems to smooth it out quite a bit nicer. And I think for the swatch purposes, that may definitely be the best way to go. There's definitely a place for each way of doing it, that's for sure. And then we're going to use fuchsia. Stick that over there. which is 700. Yeah, it does smooth the pigment out a little bit better. Because even with the alcohol marker, it's a little choppy. It may also just be the way that I'm laying down the color. Because if you're choppy when you lay down the color, it definitely shows. So you have to be careful with that too. Okay, and this one here is Deep Rose, which is 710. These colors are so pretty. I think my marker's running out of alcohol. Might have to grab a new one. Let's see. See if I have another marker, because I can fill this one, but I'll do that later. So I'll use a brand new one. This is the Arteza marker, so I think a brush would probably work better. We'll find out. I know I have a brush one around here somewhere. So that was 710. All the different things that we try. This one is 720, which is Thistle. Alright, and I think I'm just going to do it with the that took off a lot of color. Yep, don't like that one. It lifted up a lot of the color. So we'll just go back to doing it the old way. This one is 730. And 730 is Dusky Purple. Just trying to make sure I put down a smooth application of it. Take some of that water off. I think I just need a bigger brush. So let's try this one. I'm just going to try everything today. This one here, for some reason, I find drips a lot of water. But we'll give it a shot. And this is the Caran Dash. Does it say what number it is? I guess it's doesn't say. It's the blue one. This is Mauve, or Mauve, number 740. That is really wet. Don't like how wet this brush gets. I'll figure it out. It's a learning process for everybody. Let's grab this one. Last chance for the alcohol markers. Only because I don't want to go way over to the other side of the room to find the other ones. This one is 750. Guess it helps if I put the pencil down first. 750 is dark purple. That one is doing a little bit better. And this one is Deep Violet, which is 760. There's a lot of really dark colors in here. Yeah. I can definitely try that. Empty it out and see if I can just dip it and not get so much water instead of making a mess. I'm just making a mess. It's all good. So that was Deep Violet. And this one is Violet, which is 800. So I'm going to take the cover off of this one. Let's give this a try and see if we can get the water out of it. There. That one might work a little bit better without any water dripping out of it. I don't know why that one releases so much water. I don't know if it's just because the brush absorbs so much and it holds on to so much or what. But we'll soon find out. That one is Violet. Ooh, pretty. The colors seem to be a lot more vibrant with water as well. I like the ease of the alcohol marker, and the fact that if I am coloring in a coloring book or on paper that doesn't accept water well, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do, Sassy, is just dip it and tap it. But if your paper doesn't accept water well, the marker, the alcohol marker, would work really well for that. If you're using it on a coloring book that doesn't accept water well, the alcohol marker would come in handy there as well. This paper doesn't mind it in small amounts, but really large amounts it really doesn't like it. But it does seem to move the pigment a lot better with water instead of the alcohol, which is good to know. Alright, we have number 820. So that was 810. Yep. That was 810 and Lagoon. This one is Peacock Blue and 820. Ooh, that's pretty. What a pretty blue. That's a very pretty blue. And this one is navy blue, which is 830. Try to make sure I'm still on camera. Now normally I do these swatches and do them off camera so that I can speed them up, because it does take a long time to swatch, but this is probably just boring you all to tears. Watching me fidget and try to figure these things out. I have a really small set, but I've played with them and I've used them, and I've played with different ways of using them. So that one was navy blue, but I haven't really done a huge amount of playing with them because I'm a little afraid of them. But now that I have the full set, I guess I gotta figure them out, don't I? Because, yeah, I've forked out the money for a full set. This one is 820. Wait a minute. I just did that one. I went the wrong way. Now, can you erase these things? Because I went the wrong way. Oh dear. So, let's see if we can erase them. Because, yeah, I screwed it up. Oh, well, that sucks. Sometimes you lose the mojo, and it always comes back, but Where's my other eraser? It has a better eraser head on it. It grips the head better, the eraser. So it is somewhat erasable. Well, it does erase. It erased some of it. We'll have to see if it erased enough of the pigment that it's not going to move. This one is iron blue. Stacy's sitting there having a heart attack. It erased a little bit. Hopefully enough of the pigment that it shows the iron blue and not the peacock blue. And this one is 840. We're going to see, aren't we? It's a good blue too. Now, how much of it is peacock blue? It erased a little bit. And this one is deep blue, which is 850. Yeah, I think it's just this brush itself just holds onto that water. Because I didn't even dip it this time. I just wiped it off on the paper towel. And it's still holding a lot of water. So that one was deep blue. This one is iris blue. Not sure what happened to the stamp there, but had a little bit of difficulty, which is number 900. I did a background on the tree with my Inktense, and I wasn't very fond of it. Didn't like the way it turned out. That's pretty. That is such a pretty color. I'll play with that one for a little while. No. Iron boob blue. Yep. I think it was just iron blue. But it could be iron boob. You never know. Those Brits, yeah. This one is bright blue, which is number 1000. Try to make sure that you guys can see. So it's bright blue. It's going down like a dark blue, but it says it's bright blue. So let's see. And it is bright blue. I just love how they change. You add water and they just brighten right up. So I need this one. The next one is Deep Indigo, which is number 1100. That is definitely an indigo. Nice color. And the last one for this tray is Sea Blue, which is number 1200. Ooh, that's really pretty. Yeah, and I'm thinking that Sassy is correct that the pigment does seem to break up a little bit better and a little bit smoother with the water. It seems a little blotchier, but it does break up a little bit better with the water. I think it's blotchy because of me. Alright, so the next one is dark aquamarine, which is 1210. Very, very pretty color. Another thing that I like about the trays that these are in is they give you enough room to pull out the first pencil, so you're not fighting with it to get the first pencil out, which is awesome because I'm always fighting with them to get the trays to get the first pencil out. This one is 1220, which is green aquamarine. And it's not laying down very nicely, but that's why it's watercolor, right? Ooh, pretty color. Very pretty color. Doesn't seem to wash out as much with the water either if you don't put down too much water. Yeah. This one here is mallard green, which is 1230. I'm really liking these greeny blue colors. They're really pretty. That's pretty too. Such a pretty color. That's a pretty color too. I'm a little disappointed by the pinks. Not as many pinks as I would have liked. This one's teal green, but you can add, which is number 1300. You can add, the one thing I do like about them is you can do a base coat in your Inktense and add color on top of it after it's dry. So that's a bonus. Definitely a plus. I don't think I put down a lot of pigment for that one, but it is such a pretty color. Did I say what color this was? Teal green. This one is teal green. I think I need to take a sip of water. Hi there, Pickwick. How are you? Needed more coffee. My throat was getting sore. I'm at least not sniffly. So this one is iron green, which is 1310. At least I'm not breathing heavily into your ears. I hate that when I'm out of breath because I can't breathe through my nose. Hi there, Emma. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just playing with some Inktense. I got my cult pens order finally in, so just swatching out the Inktense. So that one was iron green. This is a really dark green. And of course this camera hates green, so this one here is Ionian 1320. Yeah, they're very pretty colors. This is another good green. It's got a little bit more of a brown in it. Almost an olive green, but not quite. I wish this camera would pick up greens properly. I've tried adjusting it and everything else. It's really starting to tick me off. This one is vivid green. It's very strange because I can adjust it before the stream or before I record, and it's showing the greens bright and vibrant and beautiful. And as soon as I hit that record button, it says, nope, you're all gray. So this is vivid green. Very pretty. It's got a really good selection of greens. This one here is apple green, which is 1400. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, that's a nice green. Nice and bright. Nice bright green. I know it just looks gray to you guys, but, well, hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's just my view looks grayish. But in person it's a really pretty green. So this one is field green. I'm just going to wash off my pen. And it's number 1500. Ooh, another very pretty green. Yeah, that's a good green. That's a nice, nice bright green. And I'm really liking how well the pigment is breaking down with just a little tiny bit of water. Because I barely have any on this brush at all, and I'm constantly wiping it. I haven't dipped it since like 4 greens ago, so. Yeah, this one here is a darky gray green. And this one is 1510, which is beach green. And I think it means beach tree, not the beach water. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys see green. Because on my video feed that I'm watching on my screen to make sure that you guys are still in screen and stuff, it kind of looks gray. Like this one looks black on mine. I just looked up at my screen and it looks black. It's not, but it looks black. So that is actually a really nice looking green. It's called beach green. It's a good dark green. It looks a little black to me, but hopefully maybe not to you guys. No, you're not colorblind, Brandy. That is a very gray green. This one here is Hooker's green. Everybody loves Hooker's green. Yeah, 1510 is pretty. So this one is Hooker's Green. Everybody likes Hooker's Green. And this one here is 1520. Very, very pretty green. It's a very pretty green. And this one here is Felt Green, which is 1530. If I'm boring you, let me know. I've only got a little bit over half a tray to go. Ooh, that's a nice one too. A nice medium light green. You ever wonder if it's the color that it's supposed to be when you're using water or other things to move it, or if you've washed it out so much? Yes, the name Hooker's Green cracks me up too. That's number 1530 that I just did there, which is Felt Green. This one here is 1540, and it's light olive. Just going to drag it out. A nice olive color. I have a friend of mine, his favorite color is olive drab. It's just his favorite color. He would really like this color. So that was olive drab, or not olive drab, light olive. This one is spring green, which is 1550. Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, Hooker's Green is because of the person who created its last name. I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Hooker. But still, it's funny. Like we don't have Paul Bunyan purple. And this one here is 1560 and it's Fern. And I'm finding that some of them are a little more sharpened than others, but it's definitely still a factory sharpen, which is pretty much all that matters. And some have little issues with their name thingies, but not a big deal either. Ooh, that's a pretty color. It's a nice yellow, pretty yellow green color there, almost a mix between a yellow green and a brown green. Very pretty. Very possibly. Although I think back then they were called prostitutes, so, you know. So this one is leaf green. Well, they're still called prostitutes, but hooker is a slang, so I think back then hooker was something that they contributed to fishing and stuff like that. In my opinion, I don't know this for sure, so. So this one is leaf green. It looks kind of like a darky, olivey kind of green, but oh, just so you know, if you're watching the deals of the day, uh, today at, well, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, um, the Starjoys came on sale for deal of the day. I don't know how much, but um, I did put that in the deals of the day thing on the community page. Starjoys came on, and then at noon, the Mark Art 120 set will be on. So if you're watching for those to go on sale, they are on sale today. And this one here is mustard. Mustard. Yes. Yes, normally I would too. That's normally what I do to cut down on the amount of use. But because it's a swatch, I want to see what it looks like right off the pencil. So that's why I'm doing it this way. It gives a little bit more control when you use it on the palette, I think, because you can see the color. Because it's definitely not the same color when you put it down as it is when you add water. So this one's 1710, which is amber. Yeah, we're almost halfway done this one. Ooh, that is a nice amber color. That's a pretty color. Yeah, yeah. They're pretty average. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what they're on sale for. When I looked at them earlier, they were 25, but they're supposed to go on sale at 11 o'clock my time, which would have been about 20 minutes ago. This one here is 1720, which is tan. Yeah, you have to watch them sometimes. They like to boost things up just before a sale, or boost up what they should be selling it for, or things like that. just to make it look like there's a sale when there's not. Yeah. Okay, so they're $25.49 now? That's what they were before the sale. Well, that's silly. Or maybe they were 29. Yeah, maybe they were 29.49 before the sale. This one is 17.30. And the Square Brute Funers has their 15% off coupon on them again. Yeah, quote, 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 sale. Yeah. I have an app that I use when I post the sale things. Um, if it doesn't tell me on my little app thing that it's an actual savings or that the price has actually gone down, I don't post it. Because I know all their tricks. So that one was Oak, which is number 1730. This one here is Saddle Brown, which is 1740. Pickwick. There is a few things that you might be interested in. Some fountain pen type stuff on the deals of the day on my community page. I was going to share them with your group there, and I just haven't had a chance to get to it. He's still looking at it. He's had a really rough couple of weeks here, so I haven't been pestering. But he did steal one of them the other day, so I think he is still taking measurements and testing things. He's also taking measurements of my chunkier pencils to do that up to. Okay, then I won't tell you about all of the wonderful things that I found. This one here is Baked Earth. Like a glass pen that's shaped like a flamingo. I thought it was so cute. Baked Earth. So this is going to be a nice terracotta clay kind of color. Yeah, no, he has just been stuff at work, you know. That's what happens when you're the administration staff of a fairly large company. Things get busy, especially with everything opening up and everything else. So they've always been open, but now there's different mandates in place. So he's got to conform to all the mandates and everything else. So that one's Baked Earth. And this one is Willow. Yeah, me too. I've been really good. I haven't bought nothing. But just to let you know that is in the discount area, in the overstock area, so it probably won't be off sale come the end of July. Another thing that to let you guys know about, if you don't already know, most people know, there is an overstock area in your daily deals, and those deals aren't just for the day, it's until the overstock is depleted. And they have some really good deals in there. Yeah, I think I. Oh, Pickwick, you're cute. I'm not a demon. I'm just letting you know it's there. Be gone, temptation demon. That's so cute. This one is red oxide. It's 1910. I might buy one for my mom after No Buy July. I think I need to have some more coffee. My throat's starting to congest again. So this one here is red oxide. Ooh, that's pretty. It's a good red brown color. Be gone, temptation demon. That's just cute. This one is madder brown, which is 1920. Oh, that's a nice brown. It's breaking up that pigment a bit. This one here is dark chocolate, which is 1930. I just noticed that there's not a lot of skin tones in the, like light skin tones, pale oranges, peachy colors, that kind of thing in this set. Because I was going to do the flowers in peachy tones, but there is none. So this is almost a purpley brown, a very good dark brown, and it is dark chocolate, which explains it, because dark chocolate does have a little bit of a darky, blacky brown color. It's a very nice color. You are strong. Well, just bookmark it because, like I said, if you do decide in after your No Buy July, it may still be available for the 47% off. So it is cute. I think that's the one that's 47% off. I could be wrong. This one's going to be really dark. So this one is called Bark. And bark is dark. Yeah, when I bought these, a friend of mine told me about cult pens because I'd never been there before. And when I bought these, it was the very start of June. No, about mid-June. So it took almost an entire month for these to get to me. And she told me that they usually were shipped and on their way within, 2 or 3 days, and usually took about 14 days to get here. I actually had to send them a thing going, okay, where's my stuff? I did that yesterday, and then they arrived this morning. So it's like, okay, well, there's my stuff. Okay, Pickwick, have fun, and thank you very much for stopping in. I do appreciate it. And stay strong, my girl. Stay strong. I'll stop tempting you. No. I am the temptation demon. Tammy says that she may be Amazon Tammy, but I am the queen of Amazon. But on cult pens, back to what I was saying, if you don't mind the weight, the Inktense were about $40 cheaper than they were on Amazon. And same with the Caran Dash skin tone set, which is 20 plus 4. Um, that skin tone set was $50 instead of 99. So I didn't mind waiting for them. I just expected them to be a little bit quicker than they were. So this one here is Indian Ink, which is number 2020. So I expect this to be kind of a blacky blue brown color into the grays, I think. Yeah. Very nice dark gray color. This one is Chinese ink, which is 2030. Ooh, this one's nice. That's a good color. So has anybody used these for large areas? Not just small areas. I tried to use them in a large area and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And I don't know if it was because I was too loose with the pigment, or if I needed to cover more and try not to drag so much pigment from one area to another, or what, but it just seemed really streaky and really faded. did I do wrong? Because I've seen lots of people painting with them or coloring with them in small details. And I've seen Tammy do a few with larger details, but more of a washed out look, where I didn't really want a washed out look. Does anybody have any advice? That one there was charcoal gray, which is number 2100. Guess I should be watching what I'm doing. And this one here is Payne's gray, which is 2110. That's that blue-gray color. I like that. It's got some good pigment to it. It's a nice gray for doing smokestacks and stuff like that. Gives you that little bit of blue undertone. Okay. This one here is neutral gray, which is 2120. And then this one. We're almost done. Almost done. Yay. This one here is ink black. Yes. This one's 2200. Yeah, I wasn't too worried about whether or not it was a quick background. I was trying to make it a really vibrant sunset type of background. And it didn't turn out horrible. It just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. It just looked a little washed out to me. Yeah, I love the King Art gel sticks for backgrounds. But these do seem to work really well for smaller details and that sort of thing. For that watercolor look, inky look. That one was 2100 or 2200. And now for the white. Let's just throw it across the room. Don't know how I did that. This is antique white, which is 2300. Hi, Carmen. This is the full 72 set. I did have a 12 set that I was sent as a gift, and yeah, it addicted me to them. So it entered into my view of full set syndrome, and I needed to have all the colors. So I bought these on Cult Pens for, I think it was $80, which is a lot less than they are on Amazon. 80 or 90, something like that. And this one here, of course, is called Outliner number 2400. I assume it is black. And this is the final color, and we'll take a look at the colors. Let them dry a little bit. And then we will okay, well, that's interesting. This one is not moving at all. Huh. Like I'm pretty much scrubbing into it to get the color to move. That's really interesting. There it goes. It's starting to move now. So this outliner, for some reason, well, maybe the name tells you the reason, does require a lot more movement. So more than likely this is a good pencil, or what it's created for is to outline things, and it doesn't move as much and as easily as everything else. So maybe this is what you use to draw with before you add your colors in your water. I'm not positive on that. I will have to look that up. But that is all of the colors. Let's put the pens down and the erasers away. Switch on over to the main screen. So there is all of the colors. And they've got a good selection of yellows into some oranges, some lighter oranges into some darker oranges, into some reds, and some darker pinky colors there. And then into our purples, into our darker purples and our blues, and then into our aquatic colors and greens, then into our green browns, into our browns, and then into our grays and whites. Now, for me, I would prefer a couple of more lighter grays and a couple of more lighter pinks. Yeah, and I do feel that there could be a couple of more reds in there as well, because I think the darkest red that we have in here is classified as a pink. This one here is about the darkest red that they have in there. Brightest red, darkest red. And I think it's pretty much dry. I'll give it some time before I do much more with it. I think it needs some more light grays as well. It has a really good selection of browns and a fantastic selection in greens and blues. The purples aren't too bad, but I think this top row here is lacking quite a bit. They're lacking in their oranges, in their peachy colors, pinks and reds, in my opinion. But like I said, that's just my opinion, right? What we're going to do is we're going to take a palette now. Oh, no, 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 don't sneeze, don't sneeze, don't sneeze. Oh, I don't want to sneeze. Hold on. Trying not to sneeze. Because if I sneeze, I'm just going to end up sniffly. Go away, sneeze. Alright, so we're going to start off with these flowers here, which I'm going to do in a pinky orange color. So what I want to do is I want to do it in a pink around the edges down here. So I think I'm going to use number 700. Oh, don't you sneeze. And I'm going to actually put it on the palette this time. And I'm going to use my thin brush so that I can have more control. Just need a little touch more water. And I'm just going to do little flicks. I'm going to move you on over here a little bit so that I can put you on the close-up camera so you can see what I'm doing a little better. Where are you? There you are. And I'm just doing little tiny flicks, trying to get that color on there without too much water. Now the intention of this part of the swatch sheet is just to play with your colors a little bit so that you can get used to the way they lay down and get used to the color combinations and that sort of thing that you want to use. It also gives you a good place just to play with the pencils a little bit when you first get them without actually having to do a full page. I'm really kind of proud of this design. And like I said, it is available to all members. So check your member um, posts for the link to it. If you're not already a member, you can, and you want to become a member, you don't have to, of course. But if you want to become a member, just hit that little join button and it'll tell you all the information about it. So as you can see, I didn't need a whole lot to get the colors to where I wanted them. Way less than it took to do the swatch. And that's just because I just threw it on the palette, which seems to provide a little bit more control over the density, the brightness of the color, in my opinion, of course. And once again, you're off screen. There you go. I'm just adding a little bit more water here, just to spread that out a little bit more. go. Now I'm going to try to do a light orange. So I'm going to take number 230, which is golden yellow. Because I don't have any peachy colors, I'm going to try to make a peachy color. So I'm going to take, I think, 530. Maybe. Maybe 520 be better. And I'm just going to try to combine them together to get a peachy color. We'll see if this works. No, definitely not. It's more of a reddy orange. Hi, Katrina. I'm just making a mess here. It's all good. How are you? Welcome, welcome. So I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of these different colors and put them together. Yeah, that is just too orange. It's definitely not the peachy color I wanted. Oh, great. Now my ink from my printer is lifting up, I think. Too much water on there. Just making a big old mess. Don't mind me. I'm just going to take a little bit more water. I am good. Just working through a bit of a sniffly nose cold. But other than that, I've been doing okay. And of course, you know, a new shipment always makes you feel better, even if it is way late. So I'm just working with a new set of Inktense here, trying to figure them out. And doing very poorly at it. Definitely not the color I wanted it to be, but that's okay. No problem at all, Carol. Absolutely. There are definitely pros and cons to the Inktense. And, you know, they are definitely a bit of a fiddle. But if you enjoy watercolor and that sort of thing, then they're definitely worth a try. And Absolutely. That's the great thing about everything nowadays is, you know, if it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, I just like to try all sorts of things. And to avoid that fiddle, sometimes you come up with ways of avoiding it. Like, for example, the alcohol marker works wonderfully, not as well as breaking it down with water, but it does work. And for coloring book pages and things like that that don't accept water very well and that buckle very, very, very quickly, it is definitely a must try type of thing. So I'm just going through and I'm just darkening up the edge here, moving that around a little bit. I don't mind watercolor, but it is not one of my absolute go-tos when I'm doing colorings. I do like playing with it every once in a while though, and I really do like the Inktense because of the fact that they are something that I can work on top of after they're dry. That's really appealing to me. But definitely, if you want to give them a shot and don't want to buy the whole set, definitely buy a smaller set. The 12 set has a really good selection of colors of your basic colors, and they mix very well, so you can definitely get other colors out of the basics. Now, I'm actually going to take some white and add some white to this. See if I can tone down a little bit of that color in the areas that shouldn't be so bright. Okay. Now what I'm hoping is that the white will dry a little bit white and not as light as it looks on the color right now. Hopefully it'll go a little bit opaque. That's not too bad, I guess. Definitely lightens that dark purple color down quite a bit. All right. Take some yellow, a little bit of the orange, and some of the white. Maybe a little bit more yellow. I'm going to finish up this flower and then we're going to call it a day. It is lunchtime. And I do believe my husband is up and moving about, so probably wants some food. So we'll finish up the flowers here. So we need some green. So I think we're going to use number 1400. The great thing about having these on the swatch is you can just look above for your colors. You don't have to constantly look around and see where the colors are. So we're going to use apple green first, which is a nice light green. The reason why I'm using this really fine brush is because these are quite small pictures. So if I use a bigger brush, it's just going to make a mess. And what would you all like to color next week on Wednesday and Saturday? Because Wednesday is work in progress Wednesday. Friday we will be doing the color-a-thon for Julia in July. And I have left information about that on the community page, as well as a link to all of the YouTubers and the wonderful hosts and everything else, so that you can take a look and pull those up. Okay. Now we're going to take some dark green, and I just want Hooker's green. Where are you? Yes, I'm going to take Hooker's green, which is 1520. Scribble it on the palette. Let's add some water. Make sure that I don't pick up too much. Just doing the shadowy areas of the leaves. Telling you, this is not as neat and tidy as it is with colored pencils. I don't know if everybody's left me or or if my chat's broken. Okay. Not very good at staying in the lines, obviously. Oh, good. I'm glad you're still there. There we go. All right. So we've got that flower done. I'm going to switch you on over to the main camera here so you can see it a little bit better. It's not too bad. I think it did pretty good. It's a nice, the white actually has dulled that um, orange color down quite a bit, and I should have just put white with it and made it into a peach. Instead, I got all fancy and tried to add pink. So we're going to let that dry, and then I will finish off these off camera and put it in my swatch book and put away my wonderful little pencils here. All in all, I think, other than lack of certain colors, it does lack in the peachy tones, it does lack in the red tones, and the pink tones. But definitely is going to be fantastic for trees and landscapes and things like that. And like I said, I've just got to play with it a little bit and figure out how to mix the colors and make them all pretty and whatnot. So it should be fun to horribly fail at this. I will try not to horribly fail at it, but so now these are dry. Let's do a test. Let's wash that out first. Make sure that all that black is out of there. So I've got an area here that looks, so it still moves. I was kind of hoping that wouldn't move. Maybe it needs to dry longer. Yeah, okay. So that's what I thought. The sale was, like I said, the sale started at 11 o'clock my time, which would have been an hour ago. Yeah. And right now, starting like a minute ago or 2 minutes ago, the Mark Art have gone on sale for deal of the day. So if you were waiting for the Mark Arts to go down in price, take a look at them now while they're on deal of the day. Which really kind of ticks me off because I just bought a set for a friend of mine for her birthday. And now they're on sale. Couldn't have done that last week when I bought them for somebody for their birthday. No, couldn't do that. But that's fine. It was her birthday, so she deserves them. Still would have been nice of them to go on sale then. Yeah, I don't know how long the deal of the day is for the Star Joys or the Mark Arts, but I know the Mark Arts is starting right now. So, all right, guys. Hopefully this wasn't extremely boring for you. Hopefully it was somewhat educational and fun to watch. Um, these are the Derwent Inktense colored pencils. These are they're not a watercolor. They do move with water. However, they turn into ink and are permanent after they dry. I'm going to test that a little bit more later. I'm going to make sure that it is 100% dry and then try to move them again with another layer. Oh, okay. Maybe I'll do that because it's like, I don't know what they're on sale for. I have no idea what they're on sale for right now. Let's see, what are they on sale for? So they're $10 off at this point. So they're down to $29.99 for the 120 set. So it's a $10 savings, which is a pretty good savings. Yeah. Sometimes the Star Joys, or sometimes with the lightning deals like that, they only last for an hour. That's why I told you, earlier that they were going on. But the Mark Arts are $29.99 instead of $39.99, so it's a $10 savings. But yeah, I think that I didn't do too badly there. It looks pretty good, I think. Looks a lot better now that it's dry than it did when it was wet. And I will continue with it. I've just got to tape it down. It's starting to buckle a little bit because of using water. But yeah, all in all, so far with just doing the swatch and this little tiny bit of play in, they're a very nice pencil. They are lacking in a couple of different areas for colors. And like I said, I've got to play a little bit and see if those colors are something that can be made with what's there. And more than likely they can. Of course, remember to hit the like button there. Leave me a comment if you're watching this back. Let me know what you want to. Yeah, I will definitely do that, Sassy. Let me know what you want to see colored for the next color and chat. I think on Wednesday we're going to work on the Joanna Bashford's Christmas in July picture, just because I have a thing that I'm doing for the Facebook group and it needs to be done. Thank you all very much for joining me. I have had a wonderful time. I've learned quite a bit about the full set of the Inktense, and I can't wait to use them a little bit more. I don't know what I'll use them on next, but I will figure something out. I'll gotta watch through everybody's channels and see who's been using what for what with Inktense and do a couple of follow-alongs and figure out how to use them in the best way that they need to be. All right, Carmen, thanks for joining me and have a great day. And of course, I will see you all again on Monday for Collection Mania Monday. Until then, of course, remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Thank you all very much for joining me. You have the best weekend ever. All right, guys. Bye bye for now.